Okay, guys, we have episode 8 of LS1tech Q&A, and we're going to do this one in the middle of the day because we just don't have time to do anything with it tonight. So we'll jump right in. I got 52 messages right now. So, hey Matt, I watch all the videos, no need to respond. My favorite opening line. I'll be doing a 5.3 400 into my 71 Toyota Corona.
That's
RT83 soon. I wanted to get your thoughts on a rear mount turbo system. The car currently has 305 400, weighs 1900 pounds with a full tank. Holy shit. 450 on motor, and later down the road rear mount. Yeah, people do rear mount all the time. I'm looking for a gradual build-in power that locks you in your seat rather than a punch. I would do like a billet 80 rear mount. Yeah, I mean, you want 700s with the crank. Anything else is really going to come in kind of hard, so you might want a larger turbo and then just keep your exhaust piping small. Look up on LS1tech, a guy wrote a huge thread over like 2 years worth of time. His name was like Zombie SS or something like that, and he built a rear mount turbo kit, and it was a small turbo and super laggy, and then he got better at it and eventually changed his header setup and made his exhaust piping smaller and thicker to retain heat for thermodynamics, and eventually put a larger turbo on, and it was so punchy that he couldn't get traction. So then he started making like 8 something to the tire, but with the rear mount turbo, and yeah, he said it had a nice gradual build so he could womp people on street races. And go right to the next. World famous. This is weird. Matt, thanks for everything you do. I watch all the videos. I shipped, oh, he lives in the UK. Is this what, yeah, United Kingdom. I shipped a LQ4 80E from the US for my 92 C1500. That's got to be kind of rare in Europe. After removing the garbage 2.5 liter non-turbo diesel. Yucks. Ugh, that must suck. 70 at most, of course, yeah. Not a question, just a shout out. Oh, thanks. That makes you world famous, right? I'll let you decide. Well, it makes me well known. Side note, the only LS engines in the UK are found in Vauxhall Monaros, Pontiac G8, or expensive crate motors with too much shiny shit on them and Cobra replicas. That's all crate motors, isn't it, dude? Too much shiny, expensive shit. Alright, bam. Page 2. I love the vids. Stickers, total noob questions. I know you primarily do LS motors, so I'll save my car-specific oriented questions later. Feel free to skip this block of text. Okay. Planning a 250 horsepower tire shipbox Chevy Sonic build because daily driver. Why the fuck not? Was passing gift from my father. I'm eventually looking to getting some pretty laggy because I want to be easy on the motor but pretty good on power numbers. Oh, yeah, he has like a 1.8 liter. Yeah, I mean, so I don't do a lot of smaller motors. You're basically going to have to call somebody that sells turbos.
he says to skip that part, and he's asking more questions.
Yeah, this is funny. People are weird.
Just go through and go to.
I have trouble wrapping my head around turbos. Call someone. Yeah, the sizing is, it's wacky, dude. You have to have a goal. Imagine that, and then you got to call somebody that sells turbos your size, and that's enough. My main thing. I was wondering if I could get Struggle Street, Sloppy Mechanics, and Chinese Turbo and American Shipbox stickers. Yeah, what's funny is these guys do one-offs and send them to me, and I know it sucks for you guys because you might want them, but literally that Chinese Turbos, American Shipboxes sticker, he made 2, and he sent them to me, and I have one on my toolbox and one on my laptop. And that guy's thinking about doing it, but it's not his full-time business, like he just does it for fun. I've tried looking, yeah, I mean, there's really, you have to like find that Sky Schmidt guy or whatever and ask him to do it and see if he has the time and resource to do it. So it's like, it's all circumstantial, I'm sorry to say. Why it like shifted? Yeah, it put him on, oh, because I just got a new message. That's what my phone was beeping about. What's up, buddy? Thanks for all the videos. I've been learning a ton since I found your videos. I'm building a 71 Camaro. Had a few different setups in it. Now started with a 5.7, 5.3. I picked up a TSP 408. Good deal. I already ordered a micro. Setup was a 5.3. Will this work all right? Yeah, you'll be fine. Question 2. Have you heard anything about TH400s eating up thrust bearings? Only if your converter and your pump and stuff are not installed correctly. Yeah, if your friends are not building their TH400s correctly and they're getting shit converters, the converter can balloon and push on the thrust and wear it out. It's a converter issue. Hope you and your wife have a great evening. Thanks. We're going to try.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we're doing this early.
Yeah, just made dinner. Now we got turbo things to do after this.
3-bar SD green blue. Matt, I want to run cable throttle on this P59. It's an early one with DBC, but I've yet to find how to program it for DBC. I could use a PO1 and rewire my new harness. You mentioned selling me a PO1 with a 2500 tune. What's the price? I think the world of you and Jamie. Thanks. You can email the sloppymechanics@gmail.com and I can send you a PO1. This is something tricky. I don't. People say you can do a P59 harness with a PO1. They say you can do it, but I think some of the wiring might be different. So you might have to repin yours to like a 99 to 03 truck PO1. I don't know. They say it can do both, but in my experience, I always just go for the PO1. So that's what I have to say. Hopefully you got all of that. All right, page 2. Scroll down. How many are left?
No start's a head start.
Hard start.
Oh.
I thought it said head start too. I've been playing with my truck for a while, trying to get it started. It's a 0153 iron block intake, stock, everything, single turbo, 2-bar. And I thought my problem was wiring. I used your Wax Shack Nova tune from the wiki page and now it starts barely. It seems like too much gas is going through. Where would you begin to start? First run turbo LS. I don't know how cold it gets there, but it's -14 or -22C. Yeah, make sure, I mean, you're in Canada and then fucking super cold. Make sure like all your sensors look normal. If you're using, I'm assuming you're using HP tuners. Do you have a 2-bar map sensor? Because the Wax Shack Nova tune is a 2-bar fuel map. It's a 2-bar tune with a 3-bar sensor, and I changed the limits. So maybe your sensor's not reading correctly. So you got to check some of that stuff and make sure what you have, and then just look at all the other sensors. Make sure your TPS works and some other things and whatnot. But yeah, -14 Fahrenheit.
It's cold. No.
We don't usually deal with that. 20s,
Nope.
very rarely 18 or single digit, you know, not -14.
That sucks.
Oh yeah, I watched the vids. Thank you. I don't think I'm going to type anymore anyway. It takes too long if I'm going to keep getting...
You type too loud.
I type too loud and I'm a douche and I misspell. Half of the video is me misspelling like an asshole.
Mm-hmm. You can easily wire up a resistor, but if you
Oh, to add voltage to my fuel pumps. Adjustable view to... Oh, that's cool. Yeah, but that's for... My alternator doesn't have that plug. Yeah, that's cool. That's really neat. I've never seen that, and that's the adjuster, the small potentiometer, change the resistance. Yeah, I'll look into it, but I'm not a huge fan of overvolting things. Because what if your overvolt stuff doesn't work one time or whatever else? So I'll just... If I don't have enough fuel, I'll just add another pump. Seems easy to me. Okay, how's it going? I'm a YouTube subscriber and watching. More lately decided to go turbo. Here's my questions. Original plans was go force inductions. I have 86 Regal, 370, H-beam, flat, okay. Drive-by cable, LS9, 700R. God bless you. But we'll go to an 80 when this one goes. I'm leaning towards Little John Stage 2 S480 like what you have. Where can I get a hot side kit or manifolds? The guy... Safi with the T-type has a Trick Performance manifold. Trick Performance. This right here. See that manifold? That's what he's got. That's what he bought. I like how, yeah, it is nice because people wrap one of my biggest pet peeves that makes me nuts is when people have all of their exhaust piping wrapped around their whole fucking engine bay. Like they just axe everything in the engine bay. Oh, it was easier to put my 3-inch piping all over the fucking engine bay and delete my radiator and get rid of my fans and put pushers on it and remove my battery and make my car crank like shit. And they end up accepting like a small... I don't know if they think it's cool or what. Anyway, I'm ranting. Do you have any... Yeah, dude, Trick Performance has the entire things. As far as fuel, I don't plan on going E. I have dual 340, should be great. I got a deal, just want to work with what I got. Yep, you'll be fine. I noticed that you went 210s. Well, I went 210s because I'm running E85. Also depends on your horsepower goal. Sure, you can get away with smaller injectors. Yes, you can use an 0411. Sure. Okay. Good enough?
Good luck.
You're set. You're pretty good.
Caught the Q&A.
Everyone's 0. Look at these.
Yes. It's insane.
We made a point of this last time. Someone's like, "You're spiking LS1tech memberships."
Just to reply on your last Q&A, and you've really boosted my confidence in how to proceed with the build. I love how you knew it was an eBay turbo from the specs.
Yep.
FJ20s are from the 80s turbo Mustang.
They're only 42s. I mean, these injectors, I guess. The money I'm saving from the parts you said to drop, I may have to buy you alcohol, I think. I'm sure it's a 60 a 60E, but I'm willing to swap it or build it if need be. Don't build the 60E. There's only pain down this tunnel. We'll be driving it a lot, hitting the desert on week. Yeah, you're especially going to thrash the 60E. I'll use it to carry my 2-banger Kawasaki. That's cool. Yeah. Yep. Awesome. Okay. He says he's going to like look up the fuel pump module, make sure it doesn't have that. That's a big thing. That's the next thing we got to look for on Mark's truck before we proceed. I should do an update about that. We're going to start Mark's truck soon because he's getting his Camaro done, obviously, before he rips apart his truck. Thanks for the response. I watched the whole YouTube video. My LQ9 has the Gen 4 rods already. Then you're mint. I believe LQ4s. LQ9s. Oh, he had an LQ9. Did I miss that on the first part of the video? I probably did. I don't think there is any crappy rotted LQ9s. I think you're right, because that was a later motor. Made for like the high-end Denali and Cadillacs. Low 160, probably weighs 3,500. Any water meth kits? Burnout video was awesome. Thanks from Canada.
Burnout video was pretty awesome.
It was okay. We did good. We'll try better next time. Any water meth kits? I like Cooling Mist. The guy's name is Rodney that works at that place, and he'll give you a discount if you tell him Sloppy Mechanics said you would get a discount. I think it depends on the kit and what you're buying, but he gives 5 to 15% off. Page 2. Back at it. Here we go. Oh, cool. Thanks so much. I got a Jake's multi-disc. You're going to love it. And the truck went up to 605 on 14 pounds unlocked versus a 575 with the junk. Yeah. Yeah, the tires for sure, dude. We're going to kill it. Look at this guy, January 17, 0 posts. This is like the only way to get free answers from me.
Yeah, because you don't answer any other time.
Oh, 13. This guy's not. I've been watching your channel. Solid, very informative. Keep it up. In the past, you've helped me a ton with my micro, and it was very helpful. Now, question. Recently, I've switched between stock GM. Yep, just wanted something more daily. Yep, absolutely. If you have a mild build, even my friend makes 900 tire on a stock computer. Yeah, closed loop. Anyways, running 60317 packs, GT45, typical LS, 14 pounds. I never played with the stock GM ECM. I have a male tune, which seems to be great. Beat the shit out of it. It's still going strong. Really? You have a... Is it mass air meter? Or is it speed density and you have a mail order tune and it's going great? Wow, maybe you should give some people that guy's number, because people ask me for mail order tunes all day long and then say that they don't work. So maybe you should let his cat out of the bag. I'm upgrading to a Lil John. I recently installed water meth. Winter is cold as fuck in Canada.
So many Canadians.
I know, I have a lot of Canadian watchers because they like building shitty cars. And I love Canadians because they have shitty cars.
Well,
It's in the
they're also
garage,
people.
retune add-ons. I've had MS before. No, the stock computer will be fine, like I said, for a ton of power. It's just coaxing it to do what you want. What's cool is if you already have that base tune in there and it already runs pretty fucking good, your only thing you're going to need to do is learn how to mess with like the fuel table and make sure there's not excessive amount of spark going in. And if you really want that thing to be nasty, swap out your GT45 with like the 7875 down the road, because the GT45 is like stupid lag master. It takes forever to, like, if you hit the throttle wide open at 3,000, it'll make 2 pounds of boost, but it'll take till like 5,000-6,000 to like open your wastegate. Watch, it has a really slow ramp. It's just a lazy compressor wheel.
Note to self, don't open Chris Ortiz's messages on video.
Don't open Chris in here?
No, he just sent me a message of what he said to a customer.
Oh.
He's like, can't talk, going to PetSmart with my dad or my dog.
Sorry to bug you again. Update. Found a broken ground relating to passenger side coils. All good. Whack Shack tune is right on the money. Damn! Another guy loaded one of my horse shit tunes and didn't have a problem. Every now and then I give people a computer and they're like, this thing doesn't run. And I'm like, make sure all your shit works. I'm having some impure thoughts about a small hole set. I don't know a lot about hole sets. We'll just get that out of S10 Extreme.
I jinxed myself.
I was wondering if you thought about the stock bottom end. I know nothing. I have never messed with a 4.3. I don't particularly like S10s. So I have zero interest in something like this. Isn't the 4.3 just a larger 3800? Am I totally stupid by saying that? Because the 3800 guys, like the 90-degree V6 GM motors, seem like they're indestructible. But I know shit about a 4.3 other than like intake gaskets leak and it makes pancake mix in the oil pan and everyone's apologetic about them. I watched the vid with the 62 Impala. Oh yeah, he's got to fix it. Casey. Yeah, it just parked for now. He has like 10 cars and he's in the middle of, he works a lot, so when it's cold and he doesn't have heat in he has like a barn where he keeps his like 10 vehicles. So we'll get it back up here and we'll fix it. He cut the pan down, had a little bit of an issue with his pickup tube. Motor ran out of oil. I did bearings in the motor, but the whole thing was still tight. We started it up, drove it down to the track rental. He went like, what did he go? Low 11 at 130.
With like no brakes and no seatbelts.
No fucking brakes. Four-wheel. He's like, this thing it's retarded. So he wants to do brakes and do a little bit of safety stuff on it. I think we want to put an Explorer rear in it, and then he can put a tire on it and go like mid-10s easy. So yes, I know. Yeah, we do want to do an 8.8. We want to do a bunch of stuff with it. It's just been parked. And he hasn't had time, and I haven't had time with everything else going on and it being cold to bring it up here and work on it. But it's coming. I sold him. I put the Jake's converter in my truck. I sold him my PTC. So then he'll have a little bit of a converter too, using 2500 base, getting 5 degrees of timing and boost. Huh. Yeah, you're using that. Yep. I'm getting 5 degrees anytime I'm boost, even though the advanced table has... Is it knocking? Does it show knock? Like knock sensors on the Fritz are not plugged in, or is it getting phantom? Yeah, what you got to do is look for an HP tuner's trick. Is you got to look at you got to log how many gram cylinders you're seeing, and if you're way like the chart on that truck probably only goes to 1.2 gram cylinders, and if you're hitting like 2, 3, 4 gram cylinders, sometimes it just tanks the ignition timing. So that's one thing you got to look at. You might have to scale it. There's a lengthy answer to that, and it's tune dependent. It's weird that yours is running so little, but check out your gram cylinders. I bet it's pegging it. Awesome vids. No need to reply. Just passing along. Passing info. Walbro fuel pumps. They have a banner, and they will price match. Huh. We have a coon or a T-Rex, a hungry rabbit, and big balls periwinkle. Am I keeping up? Linux or Windows? Can you see these? I'm using Windows. Windows 7 on this one? 7 on this one. The garage computer has 7 on it. I like to use Windows. Linux, I think, is like I'll make like an IT joke. Linux in the commercial world is like people are like, oh, I use Linux. It's like a snobby thing. Windows is like 90-some% supported and almost nothing uses Linux. More and more stuff is, but in my opinion, you want to say, I'll use Linux. So people are like, wow, what's that? Like you're Batman, like you're mysterious. But in reality, you just have a lot of incompatibility, or you deal with a lot of bullshit to make stuff work. It has its checks and balances. Like you can lock it down easier, but in my experience, it's like super incompatible and dumb.
Joined.
Yeah, he did. Look at his eyes. They look great. Not sure. Big fan of your work. I watch your videos. No need to reply. Become more and more interested in doing Turbo LS build. No kidding. You watch these videos and you want to do a Turbo LS car.
Imagine that.
I'm very ready to start something. I feel caught between two trains of thought. My two main ideas are Fairmont cheap, good engine, good price. Yeah, of course. Yep. Doing more work, but it would be faster, more fun than a 05 2500. Of course. Yeah, we're going to do that to Mark's truck soon, really. If you can hold on, we can show you that. My issue is that I feel like I might have trouble tuning stock computer. Since I read it's a fair bit more complicated, Megasquirt seems easier. In case you were wondering, my power goals for the Fairmont would be 700 at the most, so like a 78, 75, and you'd be fucking splashing.
Do the truck.
The truck is easier, in my opinion.
And more fun.
Fairmonts are easy as hell, too, but you are doing, like, an entire, like, for some people it's daunting, or they just don't have the garage space or the experience, or you're doing engine trans, coolant, so you have to have like a decent amount of knowledge, or else you got to like work through it. The truck is super easy. You bolt on a truck kit and you're set. And then your other goal is you can make the power, but obviously a 5,000 pound plus truck is not going to be as fast as a 3,000 pound Fairmont. So for a novice, bolting the shit on a truck and having someone, if they're intelligent, look around you and see if there's any good people tuning around you. And that's like a big thing. My base tunes are up to get you rolling. And then from there, it's like minor fuel and spark tuning normally. And I'm going to be releasing more and more videos on I started a Vimeo pay site. That might be another video, but I want to get more videos on there. Right now there's just one video for sale, but I'm going to start selling videos. I posted it on the Facebook page and stuff like that. I want to do videos for all the HP tuners and Megasquirt stuff, but that's coming. Like I'm making them now for that. I don't have them, and I can't release all of them at once. So more in-depth stuff on how to do that. But like I said to the other guy, if you already have a base tune and it's already running and everything is already pretty good, you have a good start, and it's not that bad to deal with. I would do the truck for sure.
Turbo trucks. Everyone needs a turbo truck.
Yeah, the truck has the motor, the computer. I mean, it has everything. You're going to see Mark's video stuff is coming up, and that's going to be awesome. Hello. Yes, I watch your vids. LOL. I have a 370 iron, CSU carb. Oh no, carbed. Little John, PTC, on 3 billet, twin on 3 76s. Yeah. They are kind of small. Yep. They are kind of small for like a race car, I think. We had to really push to make a lot of power. With your builds like your white truck at the 800, 1,000 horsepower mark, what is your suggestion of base timing at idle and timing under boost and pump gas 93? Then maybe C16. Those are two different curves. I have timing curves for my 6010, I think, buried somewhere, so I can come back and...
tell him he has to send you an email.
Yeah, how about this? You send me an email, sloppymechanics@gmail.com. You send me an email asking for 6010 maps, and I can send them to you. And you can start with them. But it's the same thing I always recommend, where you should do like start off light with like 20 degrees at 0 pounds of boost, like motor, and then by the time you get to 14 pounds you want to be around 14 degrees. But you also want to make sure that, like, if you have a dyno and you can tune, or if you can go to the track and you can check your trap speed or mile an hour, you want to make sure the degrees that you're putting in are doing something, and you also want to check your plugs a little bit.
Reply.
Yeah, I may or may not get a chance to see your video via reply, so if you wouldn't mind, type a reply. Yeah. I never type on keyboards this low, too. I'll complain every time. I don't care.
The maps.
Anyway. Pew. He really just wants ignition maps. I can send them to him and he can look at everything from there. Subscribe to your channel. Appreciate the facts you show us newbies so much. So my build I was planning was a 5304 out of my truck into my Yoda.
That's awesome.
I watched the video, had a Mega Squirt, Micro Squirt, EFI boxes, and wondered for a normal aspiration. But now hoping to do turbo later on. Would the Micro be the best budget? Of course the Micro is the best budget, because there's literally no other $300 ECU that you can make 1,000 horsepower on.
We just had this talk.
Yeah. I don't want to spend tons on a controller. I have no experience whatsoever in tuning, just hours I've watched online. I'm kind of stuck on a 60E due to trans tunnel restrictions at the moment, and cross member have torsion bars Thanks again for the info. I mean, put in the TH400 if you can't fit 80E. The 60E and the 400 are about the same size, and the 400's way stronger. So do you absolutely need overdrive? Because honestly, the 60Es are just total shit and money pits. Like I don't care if people disagree with me. If you ask me, I'm going to say they're total shit. Yeah, the micro squirt's great. I have friends that have gone low 8s on a micro squirt. It is very capable as all motor and on turbo. Yeah, it's great. You just have to understand that box, once it's installed on a turbo LS V8, it has one input and one output. So if you want traction control and all this crazy shit and onboard data logging, well, any of that stuff, it doesn't have it. It simply doesn't. Normally people use the one input for anti-lag to launch their turbo car, and there's another single output which we've turned on a Meth kit, or we have turned on like fans, and that's it. That's all she's got left. It's only a 35-pin connector box. Hey Matt, pick me a turbo and approximate injector size, please. I watch your videos so you don't have to type with 30-degree temps. Today it was actually fucking 67 degrees, so we figured we'd come out here, and it's maybe it's 55 or 48 degrees now, so it's not fucking 18 degrees. My motor is built totally wrong for a turbo. Okay. Looking for upper 10s, quarter mile, 4,000 pound car. Not terribly hard for a turbo car. 11-to-1 isn't awful. The cam is huge for a turbo. Holly HP, 4L80, cool. Looking for low boost, 8 or 10 pounds. I don't want to destroy it right now. PM me your PayPal so I can send you and your best girl some taco money. Titties.
We are supposed to go for tacos.
Well, now I have to answer you as best I can because you're sending me taco money, and I'll feel bad. Yeah, we'll come back and, well, should I just give him the PayPal address?
No, just email me your PayPal.
Well, I can type it out to him, but yeah, I'll just type it out quick. He says he watches the videos, right?
Yeah, but just
Yeah.
nobody can spell that Benab.
Yeah, because we say it all sorts of stupid ways. I mean, honestly, I'll go back into that then. I just wanted to get that out to him before I clicked out of it and forget. Pick me a turbo and injectors. Well, dude, what is your main goal? Like, I mean, 10s at a core. So you're going to need like 700 ponies to the tire. Honestly, you should get like the billet S480. Just get it. And you can run low boost. The cam, you might need to swap this cam. You could do this on 80s, or you could, I mean, do you plan on running ethanol maybe? 93 will use Meth for boost. You could do it on 80s. You could put Siemens Deca 80s in and make 800s to the tire, and that'll get you high 10s easy. Yeah. So 80-pound injectors and a billet S480 will make a lot of power on low boost, especially with this kind of compression, for sure. So you'll be awesome at that point.
I think it's kind of funny.
I think I hear Subaru. I think that's
Joey.
I think Joey's here.
I hear something behind the
Do you want to
garage.
should we crack this? Should I pause it and we'll crack it?
Funny?
What?
I was gonna say, how did that guy know that we love tacos so much?
We talk about it all the time on the sloppy page and some other stuff.
I see him. He's above my head.
All right, we got celebrity welder Joey here. We're gonna do some exhaust stuff on my truck, mess around. I'm gonna put this that valve from Cameron in, hopefully too, while we're under there. Stall question. I ordered the 228, 230. Why would you buy that? No. I'm just... And the 78. What would you recommend? 100% street car, no drag racing. Watch. Are you on a budget or do you want like the best shit? I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming you could just buy the Circle D budget converter. It's like $550 for it. I mean, it works great. It's really awesome. If you're not going to drag race or anything, yeah, just get that. It'll give you a little bit of RPM to light off that 78, 75. I hope you have enjoyed the fist. He sent the fist.
Maybe not.
Maybe, I don't know. People talk. There's like 10
Everyone
people that said it.
The fist now.
I have no life, so I'll be watching this when you post. So no need to reply. Question is, in your sloppy adventures, have you formed an opinion of what power level you can get away with without gapping the rings in your typical run-of-the-mill 130? Yeah, there is no definite answer. A rough idea, 500-600 horsepower, no problem. Here's the thing, like straight pump gas, no meth, you're rolling dice. because the top ring is getting hot. If you run pump gas and meth, that top ring is cooler and you can push farther. We've done a bunch of unopened motors in the 700 tire range with pump and meth. And then on my truck, when I started pushing on just straight pump is when I broke the most pistons ever in a row. And I'm sure it's because that top ring was getting hot. And methanol would have calmed that situation down. But yeah, like I say, like in that 500-600 range, get ice cream with your kids, do burnouts, don't give a shit about anything. Totally safe. Other people are like, oh, mine's untouched, but they run race gas or E85, or they got lucky and their ring gap was huge. And what's funny is people always say this, well, 130,000 or 250,000 miles, that thing's gapped. It has so many miles on it, the ring gap is worn out. Totally untrue. Some of the tightest motors I've ever taken apart and measured the ring gap were these 250,000 mile engines had 17 ring gap on top of some of the rings. So, totally untrue. I used to say that too. It's got a ton of miles, it's loose. Nah, not these fucking motors. I think that's why more people break 6 liters than 5.3s. The 6.0s seem tighter. Dear LS Guru, or just Endless Internet Blowhard would be a nice title. No need to type a reply. Your previous Q&A, you briefly mentioned something about people having newer laptops using serial USB converters. Yeah, the issue with that is a lot of them suck and you have connectivity issues. What's the issue with this? I have a gold box waiting to be installed and purchased. The gold box has USB directly on it, so you don't need that. $6, that's fine. What you want is you'll be fine. You can use the A to B cable like for a USB printer with the square plug and then the regular USB plug. It connects right to the gold box. You install a driver and you're fine. There is better ones. It's anything with the FTDI2 chipset or something like that. What you got to do is look on. They have this stuff written on Megasquirt stuff everywhere if you search for it. But the gold box, you're fine. It has a USB connector right on it. It works way better.
You missed the part about my Evo.
Oh, let me see.
Excuse me. My Evo does
Everything you
sound
do is
pretty
awesome,
sweet.
and Jamie's Evo sounds sweet.
Yeah, exactly. It does. It's
She's
sitting
mad
there.
that didn't get in there. HP Tizzles. Great show. I'll be watching. I had the opportunity to purchase HP Tuner Standards for 300 AUD. Comes with 8 credits. Wasn't looking at buying any tuning software, but I need my E38 unlocked. Also interested in using the software on my car. I would say at this point, it's not really worth buying the Pro, especially if you're just going to be doing your own cars. And now AEM has that wideband that's OBD2. You plug in the wideband into your OBD2 port, and you plug the HP tuners in after it, and it sends the wideband information through the OBD2 connector into HP tuners. You don't have to wire anything external. So the Pro cable with the wideband connector, you don't need it. It goes right through the data stream.
I think the truck makes a good shelf for Joey to eat.
Yeah, it does.
It's got this like built-in cup holder. Right?
Yeah, put your cup in the
Perfect for
turbo and
shooting
shit.
in the
Yeah.
cup.
Sloppy Stage 2. Just wondering if, when using the TrickFlow 228, have you been using stock push rods? Always. Never a measure.
I don't think I've ever.
Never. I only fuck with stuff when it gives me a problem. Like if the car doesn't idle right, or if it seems like it's hanging valves, or if it makes dog shit power, or when I'm installing them, I make sure that, like, obviously it hasn't been slowly opening the valve the whole time I shut it. Anyway, there we go. What are we at? 28 left. We're rolling. Love your videos. I have a 09, 1500, 4x4, 5.3, non-flex, ADE. From what I can tell, it has an ADE? How did you do that? Did you swap it? All systems are stock. I'm running Diablo with the Diablo tune and K&N. I'd like to eventually turbo it and get 500, 550
Turbo trucks
tire.
For everyone.
Any help you can give would be awesome. Are you sure did you put the ADE in there?
Yeah, because they come with 60Es.
The 1500 comes with the ADE, boy.
'Cause I have
Or the
60E.
60E, yeah. Any help you can give, tell your wife to keep you in line. She does. Don't worry. I'm concerned that you think it has an ADE. Unless you put it in there, it doesn't have one. Or unless you have like some really strange 1500 that comes with an ADE.
I don't think they did.
I've heard from some people that there's like a 1500 HD, and I think it does. Like I had a 2500
Rare.
LD, and it was a super light 2500 that didn't have the huge rear. It had the lighter rear end, and it didn't have a torsion bar front end. It had a regular coil spring front end, and people were like, "Is this a 2500? Because it doesn't have like It didn't have all the suspension parts, but it had the motor and trans.
Imagine if they did have them in it. Imagine how hard it would have been to find that one.
Any help you can give would be awesome. I mean, read the What to Buy 2017 video and get the 7875 and the mild cam and stuff like that, and you'll be set. You'll be ripping 60Es no problem. Ripping them. Just curious if you maxed out a 78 with a cam. Does that mean with the stock cam or with a aftermarket? I'm assuming. I made 700 tire with this truck, and my converter was on Struggle Street. So I think a 7875 will go maybe 750 through a lockup, or even more. Maybe even 800. I think on a stick shift it will go 800.
No, I was looking for the Aussie finger.
I put it over there because I was cleaning up over here.
I wanted to fuck with you.
Ah. Well, you can jump over me and get it.
No, it's okay.
You can leap
No, I'm good.
like a gazelle.
I'm not gonna leap.
Latvian Bosch. Here we go. Matt Fielder reply or not. I enjoy watching your videos and reading. What did you end up doing with your... We still haven't resolved this yet, but they're working with me in a claim with DHL right now.
After I made a very aggressive phone call.
Yes, it has been a long time, and they were ready to drop the ball. We have not experienced the heat soak.
Don't buy them.
I plan on running these injectors in the street. Yes, we have not had any trouble with the 210s.
But go to the guy in Michigan.
And what you do is, let's look at this. Sloppy
It's on the
Wiki 210. Is it in here?
It's under Colorado.
Nah, there's another part of the wiki page. How do you... I might have
They're
done
right here, commonly bought items. I just pulled it up for that guy.
Nah.
In the email.
I thought I made another page for everybody and I posted it. Here.
That's what I just pointed
Oh,
out.
this is... Yes, I thought it was just under there.
This guy.
Right here, dude. Buy them from this guy, Derek Kulak. He is in Michigan, and it's only $480 for 8 injectors. Bam. That doesn't search as well. I wonder why. I think I need to retag it in the page. Normally I could go right on Google and find this.
User error. It came up.
Maybe it hasn't been like searched enough for Google's bots.
It comes right up with parts lists, and I just found it the other
Commonly
day.
bought. Yeah, but that's what's next to it. It should go right to the page, like the Colorado page or whatever. I wanted to make fun of him for not finding it, and then it wasn't easy to find, so I want to rectify the reason why it's not easy to find so I can make fun of people.
You're ridiculous.
Got it? Overheating, 4.8, turbo, tick cam, 80E. Although you have more than likely never heard of this. I've never heard of overheating. Beg to differ. I'm out of ideas and people to ask. 2000 regular cab short bed, 4.8, 70, tick, 80E, circle D. Truck overheats at slow drive speeds. Idling and fans are on. Throw it in park and temp comes back down slowly. I've changed thermostats, water pumps, switched to the 34-inch radiator, new body style fans. I mean, yeah, you said you did thermostats, water pumps, and everything.
And they're coming on.
How about rad cap?
Yeah, try the radiator cap. That's a good one. It could not be pressurizing and not be flowing. That's funny. Yeah, make sure the water's rolling through it. It could have a clog. Like I've seen, like it's a 2000 truck. It could have like a clogged heater core. Other weird shit. Does it get dirty? Does like your coolant get dirty? There's a lot of stuff that could be, unfortunately. Rad cap is probably one of them. I had a bad rad cap on a 2000 Silverado. The truck was overheating and doing weird shit, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? And I'm like whacking things, and I'm like, this is cold, this is hot, and I hit the surge tank over here. I'm like, boom, the cap fucking blew off, and it covered me in like 220 degree coolant. Luckily, I had my sweatshirt on. I ripped the fucking sweatshirt off and threw my arm under the sink at the dyno, and it got red, but I didn't get burned at all. I had a red arm for like an hour, and that's it. I was fine.
The luck of Matt.
Well, I've burned myself badly before I realized that the sweatshirt is 220 degrees, and it continues to be 220 degrees, and it will continue to burn you.
Good friend got third-degree burns from that. His fire suit got soaked, and he couldn't get it off fast enough.
Yeah, I had like a rad or a heater core explode on one of my Fairmonts, too.
Yeah, it's
and it covers the inside of the car, and you like get out and like throw everything. Okay, do you have a minute to talk about our Lord and Savior, the Sloppy? I love all the vids. Save the typing so you can get Jamie out the garage quicker. I wanted to see if you could put together an idiot's guide to converting an ECM to standalone in HP Tizzles. Have you ever heard of LT1swap.com? Okay, ECM to standalone. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking around. There's not a definitive guide. I realize, yeah, that's the issue, is there's no definitive guide. Most commonly thing done for us old chassis swappers. I would say, yeah, there's a list. And then what's funny is it won't let you easily dump. It's an emissions thing, and they won't let you copy turned off codes from one tune to another. But yeah, you're onto it. Screen capped and voiced over as where to why in HP tuners. I'd totally be willing to pay for this lesson.
There's one to add to your list.
Yeah, I mean, I could, but yeah, it sucks. And what you got to do is like turn off the stuff that comes on, and if more stuff comes on later, turn that stuff off too, and hope you don't turn something off that affects drivability. The other thing that you could do is download and check out a tune for like Matt Amy's Corvette, and something else like another swap all motor car that has all the stuff turned off in it. You can look at that stuff, but you pretty much have it, and there's no way to just do it unless you use the same computer and dump the same tune. But yeah, you're on there with the rear O2s, and it's just stupid stuff that comes up. I'm dropping coin on my own HPT setup, and I don't want to pay somebody to have my ECM standalone. Well, yeah, I mean, you got to get a guy, or you got to be the guy. Or you got to talk about the guys. Your thoughts. Thanks for reading my message. 80E. Good. We can read this message. I have a 96 1500 long bed. Cool. 9 to 1. 9.4 to 1. 215. 215. Oh, yeah. JFR cam. I was going to say, that sounds like a Isky Jarrett cam. Stock crank. Compstar. Race Tech. 400. Deca 80. 70 to 75. Precision trick turbo setup. 3-inch downpipe, 91 octane, 342. I drive this truck everywhere. I'm getting absolutely horrible fuel mileage. Shouldn't for the Jarrett cam, honestly. What kind of timing do you run while going down the highway? My AFR is dropping to 10. Yeah, dude, you need to fix that tune-up. Absolutely. It sounds like your VE, either your PE, your power enrichment, is way too high of a multiplier down low, or your BE is doing it. But a 10.7 is not helping you. Like if you roll into it and it goes to 100 kPa and it just drinks fuel, absolutely. Realistically, I don't do a lot of the precisions, but they seem to make really good power. Like you could probably make it, I mean, that turbo might even go 750, 800. They seem to really go. What kind of mile per gallon would you expect out of this kind of setup? You think it's killing me when I hit hills? For sure. Do you know of any good tuners in Kansas, Oklahoma? I'd have to look it up. There's a lot of good tuners everywhere. That's why I'm always blown away when people want to travel all the way to me. I'm like, people. There has to be people between you and me.
Anybody in Kansas or Oklahoma?
I'm terrible verbatim like that, and I don't know a lot of other people that do.
Make a post in Sloppy asking for tuners in that area.
Make a post in Sloppy public page asking for reputable tuners in that area, and we'll okay it and try to get you hooked up with somebody. Oklahoma is a pretty big like street race whatever scene.
You have nothing else to do.
I know that Daryl Sheltry is in Oklahoma, like OKC, Oklahoma City, I think. But I don't think he does HP tuners at all. So I know he does like Holly and some Megasquirt products, but anyway, I would say that you should get close to stock truck mileage, like 15 on the highway. But yeah, you gotta check out your PE and your BE and make sure that stuff isn't. Check your commanded air fuel when you roll in, and if it's commanding that 10 and change, you need to change your commanded at low boost to like a mid 12, and work on that. Or put a giant turbo on that doesn't make any boost, and then trim your fuel out of there too. Megasquirt limitations. Okay. My question is, how much power would you recommend making to the tire at a micro squirt before flirting with the trouble due to lack of fail safeties?
Granada.
Nice. I would make 1,000 tire on a micro. Hell yeah. I'd love to show people it does it. Reiner's hot side.
You
You're making me
fancy.
jealous now. Viasa, wow. Putting a better short block together. Well, sure, the micro can do it. Fail safes seem like almost a must. Well, it all depends. Look at fucking Wizard Tony Reiners is careful.
Wizard.
He has a Mega Squirt 1. He has an MS1 doing fuel and spark. His fuel table's like this big. And the man goes like, you know, 8s and foot brakes and builds his own converters. But yeah, the thing is, all the safeties are nice, but you got to set them up right and make sure everything else is doing good. I used to be a big advocate of the micro because it was just so cheap when I was building like $4,000 cars. But at the same time, the amount of gadgets you get for the small amount of money to upgrade to the gold box are incredible. Yeah, I mean, you can't even list all of them. There's so fucking many. So you could do either. If you can't figure it out, flip a coin. Because I'm not a salesman, so I hate when people are like, what should I do? I can't be like, do the best shit, buy all the best shit, waste your money, because you might not be happy with it. I don't know. I've searched far and wide for your G8 config and I must be retarded. I can't find it anywhere.
For that damn
Yeah,
thing.
everyone wants the configs.
I've seen that question like 3 times in the past week.
When I open up in it's HP Tuners 2.24. A CFG file is old HP Tuners. A XML is new HP Tuners. Thanks for doing the Vimeo stuff. Yep, more of that's coming. I want to talk about that more when it's more padded. But I opened a Vimeo page where you guys can buy. There's only one video on it right now, so. But yeah, I'm gonna start doing more HP Tuner stuff.
Tizzles.
I can put the G8 config file on the cabinet because if this is up there, then the G8 one should be up there. That's the best one to use for
I
math.
think the G8's up there 'cause
We'll have
otherwise
to do
it'll
it.
last.
I'll do it later. I'll try to get that up before the videos. I let the magic out. What did you do? I followed since the 6010 MS1, 95 Caprice, 500 rear wheel ice cream smoke show. I like that. Built 60E. I know. I have an 80E on deck. How about you sell the built 60E and swap to the 80E because people will pay out the nose for a 7-second capable 60E, 410s, 4,600 pounds. Wow. I let the magic out on the advice of the forum here. The motor was a 03, was a dirt and railroad truck. Anyway, I tore it down to find water in the cylinder and timing chain had surface rust. The motor turned fine with a breaker bar and the crank. Should have left it alone. The bottom end bearings and crank look factory fresh. I'm thinking about cramming everything back together. Sure. What is it, just surface rust? Yeah, most of these motors get water in them. Nobody ever gives a shit because, you know, you don't look. What else did he say? Anything else? Water in the cylinder? Yeah, you're fine. Just WD that thing and just fucking get the impact out. Is there any discount for buying MS and HP Tizzle in your tuning videos at the same time? Nope. What is this? Or I have a Gen 453 chewed can't. Don't touch that motor. No, no, no. No, no. Oil pressure motors are like a big... They don't seem to ever go back together right, at least not for me. What would Sloppy Jesus do? I watched the videos. No need to prep. Okay, yeah. So I answered all that. Manically. I can't remember everything I answered, but I covered it all. Curse of the 98. Yeah, buddy. I know. You got to repin that thing. It is like playing Atari and it's garbage. I have not... Well, I tuned my buddy Joey O'Donnell. He has a V6 Firebird. It's like a 97. And it has the archaic ECU in it. And it's a total pain in the ass. You are way, way back. You're going to go from an Atari to like a PS4 while going to a 411. It's insane. Absolutely. It's not hard to repin. You are going to shit, and whoever's tuning it, if you're tuning it, you're not... Yeah, just do it. Western PA. Do you think you can talk Jamie into swapping a turbo?
I have a turbo truck. I'm good.
Yeah, she has a turbo LS truck.
Why would you? No.
Does he say he watches the videos?
I'm sure he watches the videos.
Okay, I just
I feel like you've talked to that guy.
feel bad if I don't. No, Evos are cool, guys. Don't you know that? Like, people are like, wouldn't you LS swap a Supra? I'm like, no. No.
They did a good job.
I love my Evo.
I love the videos. I'm working on a turbo work truck. 2-wheel drive, 2008 2500 LY6. Yes. Yes. That's new.
Yeah, it's my body style.
You also has a good drive. Well, here's the thing that some of these two-wheel drive trucks have pretty good drive shafts. You need to just do a little bit of lookup on them because I had a 2000 and my drive shaft, I did like 160 miles an hour routinely and my drive shaft was mint. I had a stock drive shaft in my truck. Most of the swaps I get a drive shaft made because it's got like a peanut drive shaft and a stock Ford Fairmont and it's rusty and it looks like a piece of shitty exhaust pipe. And I just don't think it's gonna happen. And when I put the bigger rear in, it comes with a bigger coupler and you easily fit a 3-inch steel heavy wall drive shaft, blah, blah, blah. If you can point me to someone that will make a 77-inch one-piece, see, that's the difficulty. Do you have a two-piece in that truck or is it one piece that long? You need to look up the diesel guys with your platform because the diesel guys are always doing stupid shit and they'll use the stock drive shaft and they'll be like, oh, I'm doing whatever and I don't chuck it. But yeah, a lot of the newer trucks with the aluminum drive shafts, they like to come apart at like 115, so you gotta...
These welder boys.
Got it? You want a little needle nose or...
Pass me that razor blade.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I got a razor.
There we go, perfect.
Dig it. Yeah, look up the diesel guys and make sure your drive shaft is safe. Drive by wire. No need to reply. Watch the video. Sign up for LS1tech to ask you a question. Of course, again, I have a donor 04 Tahoe 5360E. I want to swap into a 1969 C10 pickup. Inspired by your videos, I want to shoot for 1,000 wheel. Okay. My question is, like, I would like to retain factory cruise and believe... Yeah, sure. That uses a P59. It's way easier to tune those drive-by wire setups. Yep, you'll be fine. The big issue is the drive-by wire like yours, like the middle years, I think are trouble. They're trouble. They're not bad if you have a decent tuner. Not me. I'm a piece of shit tuner. Okay. Reusing shit. First off, no need to reply. Unless you feel like typing with frozen fingers. We're above freezing today. Thank you.
No, it's cold.
Matt, thanks for your videos and free info. So many questions I've had about tuning have been watched. Blah, blah, blah. However, I have not yet found info from you on a few things I'd like to ask. Searching hasn't yielded any results. What do you do yourself when reusing MLS head gaskets?
Use that copper spray.
I use a little bit of copper spray because they come with like a little bit of glue, like the black glue, like RTV tape, like super thin layer of...
Another Canadian.
And I think that's okay. I like to use that because I think it helps with like the little bit of the coolant and stuff going through. Sometimes I spray them. Mostly I wipe them off because they have coolant and like pieces of combustion and carbon in between them, and I just try to like wipe them down a little bit. Very light mist of copper. Other people are like, you need to rip them apart and spray copper until it's pouring out of every ore. No, just dust them. Just dust and re-stick them on. The torque specs I do is I've reused them endless amount of times and not really had an issue. And I'll do an update for my truck, but I'm pretty sure I just had too much ignition in my truck, and that's why I bent the rods at high horsepower. I still don't think the factory head bolts have failed yet. I torque everything. You can torque everything down to, other than the small bolts, the rod bolts, like 53 foot-pounds. The head bolts, I would go 65 foot-pounds, reused. And the mains, you can do like all 50 foot-pounds again, but not the side, the little 10 millimeters. I doubt they'll fucking blow.
Can I have the box of dicks?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Do you reuse any gaskets? I reuse every single gasket. Don't buy a gasket set unless they're destroyed. The pink one's floppy.
Yeah, it's a box of
It's
dicks.
only one
Cardboard.
felt one. The cardboard. We were gonna start leaving them on people's cars.
Yeah, look at them. Like somebody actually has.
Yeah,
to do that. It's
30%
like,
for being in
they're like, oh,
Canada.
what'd you do today? Oh, I made some dicks.
I have a 6.0 and I was told it's a 06, but there's Gen 3 rods. Yeah, no way. Nope.
Let me just slide.
I did want to open it up, but a few of the rings were stuck. Dang. Also, thanks again. Yep, I'm hoping I can make it. We'll see. We're working on it. Turbine size. Hey Matt, don't type. My last question regarding returnless fuel setups, I had a typo. I swapped the return style and my fuel issue went away. No kidding. Returnless FTL. Was wondering what the limiting factor on a returnless fuel... All of the above, it's because you're dead ending it. Like, you just can't get it in. There's no just fuel waiting. You're always waiting for it to come from the tank. No manifold reference. I mean, I have stock return rails and I made 9 and change. I don't know. I feel like people put those Corvette pumps on and try to make 600-700 and the shit doesn't make it past like 480. I know that for a fact. Also, my truck is having issue with head lifting and blowing coolant out of the overflow and anything higher than 15. Detonation is not an issue. Well, it still can be an issue because you might not be nicking your pistons, but you're lifting your cylinder heads off. Curious if the turbine size, sure, you can have a ton of back pressure. I don't know enough about that stuff to make sure if it's... I can't tell you for sure. Refuse to buy studs. Other thing is if you already warped your head of your block, it's going to lift heads all the time. My goals with the truck is be able to run bottom 10s with a good 60 pig, 4,800 pounds. Well, that shouldn't be too terrible. I plan on switching to a 78-75 if you feel like it's big enough. It'll just go that fast on a good day. Corey's truck was 4,800 pounds and we foot braked high 10s and made 600 tire. So, I hate this 70-65. As you say, it feels like a damn blower car. Yep. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, dude, make sure your heads and shit aren't warped or anything else stupid isn't happening. Turbocharging Iceland. Look at this guy. How you... Oh my god, I'm not even going to attempt. Warning, English sucker coming through.
What?
Meaning he sucks at English? Hi, Binny from Iceland here.
Iceland?
Thank you for your videos and info. Me and my friends love them. Here in Iceland, several guys going for PSI tuning turbo. This guy's kind of wacky. I love your channel. And great for us Icelanders to have you telling us what to buy and build so we don't have to waste big money on shipping containers full of engine parts to Iceland. I watch everything what you do so don't have to write a single character in reply message. I love when people apologize that they can't speak English and they do pretty fucking good. Like they're better than most people I interact with.
You know where the enter button is.
Yeah, it's funny like
Enter
when
key.
I was in Europe like not that many years ago and everyone's like sorry for my English blah 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 like they speak totally fine.
You're like,
And then when they're done speaking beautifully they're like sorry for my English and you're like
sorry, I don't speak
Anyway.
your language.
yeah, I'm like well, I'm the asshole that's making you speak English.
Yeah, jeez.
I have a Chevy 1990K 1500 step side on 33s. I LS swapped him 1 year ago. I swapped a TBI 5.7 out for a 5.3 LM7. Okay, which has got thumped. I misbroke it. I tore the engine apart after I began to hear knock, and then it turned out the camshaft was useless. Oh, it washed out the cam and rocket. Yeah, sometimes that happens. Unfortunately, we forgot to turn off the lights. When I pulled the camshaft and I saw my beautiful copper-colored cam bearings, I vomited for a while. I ended up tearing everything apart to see what was going on. Question 1, I measured piston ring gap. 1.1 millimeters. What is that in? Oh, 40. Wow. That's big. At all of them. Should I use them like that? Yeah, sure. You can use them. I have HP tuner stock ECU. Should I be scared to use it? I have VEMS standalone before I loved it. I want to use the transmission. No, just take your time and read up and get one of like my base speed density tunes and look it over and be careful and your licensing and learn and load that thing in there and use my base tune. Ding dong China 7065. Ding dong 60, ding dong 50, ding dong 3-inch, ding dong head studs, do not kill me. MLS gaskets, 3-bar, decap, return, fuel pump. Not done buying it. Pack 1218, sloppy stage 2. Add 10 horsepower for record. This guy's funny as fuck. Transfer case. Formula Off-Road is an Icelandic phenomenon. I have watched it. Where they go in the volcanic black soil that's really fine. It's finer than sand. You ever see that when they go up that fucking... No, volcanic. You guys gotta look that up. Yep. Super Scopers, big digger tires on them, climbing hills. Yeah, they're so powerful, and the Scoops tires are so ridiculous they can drive across water.
What?
You never seen that?
No, not at all. I feel like you should educate me and the rest of the internet on this.
Yeah. Well, that looks aggressive.
This is just mud. This isn't the volcanic. Yep, these are crazy fucking Icelandic people. Damn, get that belt on, buddy. Crash compilation.
I feel like I could do that.
That looks like, that's pretty fine sand. That might be volcanic. Flip your fucking Barbie Jeep. That's a Phantom, you can tell.
Keep going.
Phantom video. Yep, fucking hit it. And then,
They did this in Iceland.
yeah.
I just knew about black sand. That's the only reason I wanted to go.
Why does it seem like all the other countries do way cooler shit than we
Yeah.
do?
Look at Dubai.
All we do is drive cars in
See?
circles.
He's bouncing and he sunk, for sure.
That's
Like,
amazing.
why are we in the U.S.?
We need to move to Australia.
I
At a
agree.
minimum.
These
Let's
guys
go
aren't even that
Australia.
fast.
Let's go hang out with some kangaroos and punch them in the face.
But anyway, oh, okay, we got sidetracked. That's awesome. Yep, I know all about that. Actually, I've seen a lot of it. We went to Dyersburg, Tennessee in September 16. Oh, really?
I wonder if that's
First such competition in the U.S. One of our guys have sloppy turbo build, turbo setup, 6-liter in China, everything. I sent you a link to the video of Icelander named Gear Evert.
Let's just see. Let's see what this guy
Let's
is
fucking
doing.
watch it. Oh, that's him.
Sounds good.
All China, everything? Show me the motor. Is that the guy? That's the same guy with the paddles on it. Yeah. Damn. This guy's sloppy turbo kitted Icelandic fucking Formula off-road. Listen to that wastegate. Oh no, high-sided or something.
We need friends that do this stuff.
We'll come visit you. How's that?
Yeah, when we come to Iceland, can we come hang out? Because this looks like a good time.
Oh
Even though
man,
it's in Tennessee.
he's getting it.
Makes world tour.
It sounds like me when I got stuck on the ice. I got stuck in my truck. That's why I'm
Okay, anyway, whew. Awesome. Awesome, yeah, do HP tuners. Yeah, get nuts. Don't be scared. Tread lightly and it'll come easy. Especially with the bass tune in there. 417. Just wanted to touch base with you again about the 417. Yes, we had lots of trouble with it. I've been given the runaround completely by 417. Mine's the only intercooler. Nah, do a search. We tried everything. Same thing. I like Blake, but it does not work for us. I've upgraded everything and verified plump. Yes, we have done the same thing. Verified flow rates. Yep. Yep, same thing. Temporize is worse than non-intercooled for us. I've spent a lot of time and money chasing my tail with this, and at the point I'm pissed. Yeah, my opinion is they don't work well at all either. I don't know how you can scrub 200 degree air temp through a sandwich that big. When you put air through an intercooler, I might be a total fucking idiot, but this didn't work for us, and if you search, other people have had issues. But at least if you have an intercooler this big, the air is at least in that intercooler for that whole length. And if you have like an air to water that's this big, how are you supposed to scrub all that heat? I don't know. We had insane temps all the time. And my friend did the same thing. He bought like 3 different pumps. He changed the way it pumps back. He verified flow. He built like a bar inside the return so that it dumped the water, because they say you get a hot spot and you get the hot water back in. So he made a fucking shower head pipe that showered the return water, dispersed it into the ice tank, and I mean, he did 1,000 things. Ackerman's no dummy, and we had blistering over 200 degree temps all the time. I don't think it works that great. I might not be using it correctly, but I've never seen anyone post like a data log of decent inlet temps on those. They're like, it works great, but they're running race gas anyway. You could run no intercooler. Anyway. Hi all the way from Iceland again. Bosch 210s and Gold Box. I just want to let you know that we had a problem with the Latvia guy, and also it took 2 weeks to get a refund from him. We're still waiting. It's going to be over a month. But here's the good source.
wonder if it's going to be...
We found a U.S. guy. Estonia?
Yeah, no, we're keeping it.
Yeah, it's easier for me to... we buy it from a guy like 2 states over in Michigan now. They're genuine, yeah. Awesome. I also have one question. There are no international gold box sellers around. EFI Source hasn't answered my question about it.
Call them.
And they won't ship outside the... hasn't answered. So they did or they didn't? I don't think...
I don't see why they wouldn't.
I don't see why they wouldn't. Maybe they have like a law or insurance thing against it.
They are the nicest people.
Yeah, they're super nice. Like maybe your email went into spam or something. But yeah, you can call. He says they won't ship. Are you sure they won't ship internationally? If they won't, maybe we can help him somehow. Maybe Shannon will ship internationally or somebody will. Let me know about that.
If it came down to it, somebody could help you.
Yeah. Get back to me on that.
Yeah.
EFI Source.
The message sloppy.
Yeah. Another crucial import turbo question. On the Colorado with 80s and the 210s, we're using the stock truck regulator. Yes, it was referenced sometimes. I moved it back and forth. I plugged it in. I unplugged it. Didn't seem to help. Did you leave the regulator uncapped or capped? I moved it back and forth. Also, even though they probably come with far more bullshit than Gen IVs, and they probably are not remotely worth it, would you try to turbo a Gen 5? We turbo my buddy's V6 Gen 5, and other people have been turboing them, but I think like the operating system and the fueling and some other stuff is tricky, and I don't know enough about direct injection. I think the best way to turbo a Gen 5, it's stupid. You get this awesome motor, but then you have to like remove all of the direct injection shit, port inject. All the people that are making a ton of power on Gen 5s, if you look closely, they have an aluminum intake manifold, and they have injectors on the inside of the intake manifold. They're running port injection. Anybody with a reliable high horsepower Gen 5 is running port injection. So at that point, it's not bad. They're running like a secondary or a standalone or something else. I'm not interested because it seems like the later the motor is, the more bullshit and money is attached to it. It's way easier to get... This is a 04, and it's been minty fresh.
In the junkyard.
It's easier. Sure, you could do it, but well, you know, I'm not into that. Chasing it for... I would like to start off by stroking your ego. Well, I'm gonna skip it. Uh-oh.
What?
Be right back. Okay. Been watching your videos for about 3 years. Your information is the most reliable. Well, that's funny, isn't it? Everyone says it's junk. On the note, I was wondering on how... Wow. I could tell if my 07 LQ4s, it's for sure 58X. There's no 07s that are 24. Yeah, the crank position sensor plug is gray on a 58X. It's black on a 24X. Your knock sensors are going to be on the side of the block, underneath the headers, above the oil pan, below the heads. There's going to be knock sensors. In the lifter valley, there's no knock sensors on a Gen 4 58X motor. That's it. It's a 07. It's a 58. Hey Matt, thanks for giving all the free info on the interwebs. I'll be watching, so need to reply. I'm in the process of LS swapping my 89 Fox, track only, 2,900 pounds. Please tell me if you think this is good for 800 or if I'm sniffing glue. Yep. Sure. This is exactly what's in my truck. I mean, here's the only issue is it's a Gen 3. The turbo and the cam will do it. Race gas, air to air. MS3 Pro, Holly 120s. Trunnion upgrade? Nope, I don't have them. Single 380? Nope. You should get a 4303 or twin 380s should do it. You can get 2 of these for only $300, but then you got to worry about wiring the lines and everything together. Buying my stuff through VS Racing, what wastegate should I get? I like the 40, I have like the 44 single on mine. It depends on your kit. Like how you want to fit them in. This is like a personal preference thing. Header options. If you can fit it, just get a KB style manifold that like Joey here makes, or like I have, or Trick makes, or KB makes. Who would you recommend for a converter for this setup? What kind of tranny? Where's the tranny?
I don't see it.
I can't oh, Power Glide. PTC. Planning on MS3 how-to videos with your... Yes. I plan on doing that, but I'm going to do gold box stuff, but it's pretty much the same thing. I have never touched an MS3 Pro Ultimate. I'm just assuming the firmware has more in and out options, or it's a micro in there and something else is going on. But yeah, you'll be fine, but that Gen 3 is going to squirt rods. Get an engine diaper so you don't die when it squirts its rods. Hey man, hopefully this makes it into this week's Q&A. Straight to the chase here, I have a Turbo LQ4 with a 72. Didn't this guy already talk to me? No, it's someone else. This other guy was gas mileage. Looking to upgrade to a little bigger turbo without changing hot pipes and gain a little bit more power. No, the 7875 is basically what you have. The On3 8475 is still going to cut you... All three of these turbos you listed have a 75 turbine, and if you're like power capped right now, they're all going to be capped at basically the same amount of power. Both T4, 3-inch V-band. Which one of these two would you choose? How much extra power do you want? You could put a T6 on your T4 setup and make a ton of power. Gotta do the turbo to fill the goals. 4.8 ARP and push rods. Wow. This guy likes to waste money. I'm building a stock 4.8. My goals are 300 wheel. I've ordered ARP head studs, total waste. Rod bolts, total waste. The main studs, sell them all to somebody. I need to get chromoly push rods. Whom would you recommend? Oh, he trolled. He totally did get me. I was like, well, I'm just going to back out of this message because this is all just stupid shit. This means nothing. Anyways, thanks for the comments last week on the NA later Turbo 5.3 cam. I'd like to say thanks in this week's mail video. Mentioned a fifth a couple times.
What's that?
Oh, breweries, distilleries, wineries, or whatever. I mean, we really don't drink a whole lot. I mean, that's the whole thing with, like, I don't want to drink in all these videos because people think I'm a drinker. I'm not really a drinker. I thought it would be funny every now and then to, like, because I dislike doing this at... now it's awesome. This is better now. But the questions and people were, like, atrocious at first. And I'm like, oh, God, you know, this is terrible. Where I live, there's a ton of distilleries, breweries, whatever.
There's one thing that Matt likes, and it's Kraken rum.
I like rum. I used to drink Captain Morgan, but now, after like 2 or 3 years, I really like Kraken rum, and that's about it. I'm really not a big fan of beer or anything anymore.
Wines.
Yeah, I'm not really a huge fan of wines, as like they remind me of like Mike's Hard Lemonade.
You like Moscatos.
Yeah, it's okay, but the same thing.
You always steal my Moscatos.
Yeah, but after I drink it, my stomach is like, you just drank the sugariest lemonade or whatever. That's why if we do have Moscato, I will pour it into a thing and then half with ginger ale to like diffuse the sugar. But yeah, Kraken rum. I like rum, like black rum or spiced rum.
Yeah.
That's about it, if you have to know. Thanks for all the help. Thank you. Thanks for trolling the shit out of me. That was great. I'm like, does this guy watch these fucking videos? Why would he ask these questions? He's like, ha, fuck you. Got me. I have a 0253 gathering stuff to turbo. My question is, I have the Walbro 450. My truck needs a pump now. I'm not ready to add the turbo. Can I put the 450 in now? In an 02, yeah, you probably should have no problem. Instead of buying a stock pump, yeah, correct. You should have a return fuel rail, and you should be able to drop in this 450, no problem. Only thing you got to watch out for is if you have returnless and you have a fuel pump module thing that pulses the fuel pump. If it pulses a 450, it's going to blow it up. It's going to go bad in no time. Bought a 11 Avalanche with the Callaway package. I don't know anything about that. I haven't had dyno it, but Callaway claims 450.
I think it's golfing.
Here's the thing: is they do they claim 450 wheel or 450 flywheel? 11 Avalanche with the Callaway, so it's maybe like a 5.3 with a blower. So it maybe makes. Man, who knows? It probably making high threes. My mechanic turned me onto you at the power build on a shoestring budget. Well, you already have an 11 Avalanche with a Callaway package. Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine that you're much of a budget guy with what you bought here. He said, have you ever tuned a similar setup to mine? I know there is more power.
I was looking at wheels.
Yeah, I mean, here's the struggle is if it has a small blower on it and you spin it hard, all it's going to do is make hot air and eventually hurt your motor because the fucking blower is always hot. The other issue is like, yeah, how much power do you want to make and how far do you want to go, and it might be semi-capped as it is now if it's a small blower, and sure, you can pulley it and do a whole bunch of stuff and make some more power, but I don't know if, you know, people do like a cam and then they're like, this drives funny. Every now and then I put a tune in people's cars and I make it shift hard. They're like, yeah, make it shift hard. I make it shift hard, and they're like, don't make it shift that hard. It's like I almost don't touch the trannies anymore.
That's how I was.
We're gonna break something. Jeez.
Well, yours was funny for whatever reason. Yours?
That's still goofy sometimes.
It
when
would
gets
jerk
hot,
me.
Yeah.
I would like go to pull out, and I'd feel like
That's
I was gonna break
different.
my neck.
We'll boil that 60E off.
We'll not talk about that.
What? 240?
I need help wiring the crank sensor to the Mega Squirt 357 board. I've never wired a 357 board. I want to replace it. I had it on a 350. I want to replace it with a 5.3 and not much. Should I just go with a micro? Did you buy it from DIY Auto-Tune? Because they have an entire team of people to help you. Just ask them. I currently have a 4.8 in the car with a stock ECU. I would like to be able to tune them myself. Well, you could just learn how to do HP tizzles. Also, if it's a stock, like a naturally aspirated 4.8 with the mass air meter, it's fairly easy to learn how to tune a mass air meter. I mean, that's... I hate when people ask me personal preference questions. They're like, should I use Jergens body lotion or should I use Vaseline? I don't fucking know. What do you... I don't know.
Oh boy.
I'd like to replicate Jamie's truck. I'd like to tell you that's maybe a bad idea. You have a 05. Okay. That's a better idea. The 07 ECU has really given me some fucking shit fits. I'm going to work on it again this spring. 4.8, 60E, 87 miles, trans going strong. I got a deal on On3 kit. People say the On3 kits don't fit, and then the wastegate creeps like a bitch because it's in a bad spot. And that's every single person. Just wanted to let you know. Not saying it's crappy, but you might have to move your wastegate or add another one, and you might have to cut and bend and weld stuff anyway, even though you bought a kit. I want to keep it tame like hers. Well, yours is kind of... Everyone that you drive past is wondering why it's so damn raunchy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to swap an 80E unless I absolutely have to, so just wait until the 60E lets go. I plan on tow. See, here's the thing. Everybody asks me this. I don't tune turbo drag race tow vehicles. Wondering what types of supporting mods. So you want to add a shitload of turbo to your 60E 1500 and then tow with it. Swap the 60E. Sell the 60E while it's good. Put the 80E in. But don't blow it up. Throw away the money you could have made. The swap is super easy. Is it two-wheel drive? Just do the swap. The trans swap is really easy. I live in West Central Ohio, mainly flat, not hills. Yeah, I can't explain that for you. I mean, this is going to be a shitty answer, but yeah, I can't explain it for you. I would just keep it all motor, and if you're going to tow with it. That's funny because people hit me up and they're like, I have a supercharger and it's on... I have a supercharged whatever and it has 47-inch tires and I want to tow my boat and I want to race it and I want all the power I can have all the time. And I'm like, you got to choose one of those because the blister drag race setup for weekends is probably not going to tow your boat.
Buy a diesel so you can have one of those cool programmers.
Yeah, newer diesels, you know, it's expensive, but you can get all that stuff. Does this sound like a spun lifter? Do I really want to click this link?
Risky click of the
It's
day.
YouTube, so it can't be too bad.
Yes.
I knew it. Good one.
That's a good way to end the
Yeah, last one.
show.
That is good.
That was awesome.
Yeah, awesome. I'm like, that's not going to be a spun lifter video, so let's just do it. But anyway, that's the show for today, and this will be up then, and everyone can enjoy Rick Astley while we close.
Or is it going to mess up your thing?